In continuation to the as above, now we are moving with the key positions in the organization. The chairman of the company is the leader of the board of directors. It is the chairman's responsibility to ensure that the board operates efficiently and effectively, get the best out of all its members. The chairman should, for example, promote regular attendance and full involvement in discussion. The chairman decides the scope of each meeting and is responsible for time management of board meetings. Ensure all matters are discussed fully, but without spending limitless time of individual agenda items. In most companies, the chairman is a non-executive director. Second position is the chief executive officer, which is the leader of the executive team and is responsible for the day-to-day management of the organization. As such, this individual is nearly always an executive director, as well as attending board meetings in his or her capacity as a director. The CEO will usually chair the management committee or executive committee. While most companies have monthly board meetings, it is common for the management executive committee meetings to be weekly. Moving with the secretary, which is the chief administrative officer of the company. The secretary provides the agenda and appoints supporting paper for board meetings and often for executive committee meetings. He is also and takes minutes of the meetings and provides advice on procedural matter such as the terms of references. The secretary usually has responsible for liaison with shareholders and government regulation bodies. As such, the notice of the general meetings will be signed by the secretary on behalf of the board of directors. The secretary may be member of the board of directors, though some smaller company use this position as a means of involving a high potential individual or board level prior to being appointed as a director. Segregation of responsibilities. It is generally recognized that the CEO should not hold the position of a chairman, as the activities of each role are quite distinctive from one another. In larger company, there shall be large too much of work for one individual, so there shall be a segregation of duties between the two, and there shall be separation of chief executive officer from that of the chairman position. Secondly, the secretary should also be not be the chairman, and he shall be the separate person in the company, as the secretary has a key role in liaising with the government regulations registration body. Having the same person occupying both roles could compromise the flow of information between the body and the board directors. Standing committee. Well, this is another one. The term standing committee refers to a committee that is a permanent feature within the management structure of an organization. In the context of the corporate governance, it refers to the committees made up of members of the board with specific set of duties. The four committees most often appointed by the public companies are audit committees, remuneration committee, nomination committee, and the risk committee. Moving with the audit committee. Well, this audit committee should be made up of independent non-executive directors with at least one individual having experience in financial management. It is responsible for oversight of international controls, approval of financial statements, and other significant documents prior to agreement by the full board. Licensing with external auditors. High level of compliance matter. Reporting to shareholders. Sometimes the committee may carry out investigation and may deal with matters reported by whistleblowers. Moving with the second, remuneration committee. This committee decides the remuneration of the executive directors and sometimes other senior executives. It is responsible for formulating a written remuneration policy that should have the aim of attracting and retaining appropriate talent, and for deciding the forms of remuneration should take. This committee should also be made up of entirely of independent non-executive directors, consistent with the principle that executives should not be in the position to decide their own remuneration. It is generally recognized that the executive remuneration packages should be structured in a manner that will motivate them to achieve the long-term objectives of the company. Therefore, the remuneration committee has to offer competitive basic pay and other benefits which are combined with the performance related rewards such as bonuses linked to the medium and long term targets, shares options, and eventual pension benefits. Moving with the public oversight. Public oversight is concerned with ensuring that the confidence of investors and the general public in professional occupancy bodies is maintained. This can be achieved by directors' regulations, imposition of licensing requirements, or by self-regulation. As the US operates a rule-based system of governance, these responsibilities are discharged by the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, which has the power to enforce mandatory standards and rules laid down by the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. In the UK, regulation is responsibility by the Professional Oversight Team of the Financial Reporting Council. Now we are taking with some of the sample questions as well as an assignment activities for you whether you have understood it or not.